Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, Poke fans. This is your favorite Professor Wallamy here. I am back with another video. This time I am back with a reaction video. Please excuse the quality. As you can tell or cannot tell, I am still trying to upgrade and get all this professionally made, and I will not ramble on this time because I was literally just about to go into something that was way too long. So, today we are reacting to the Untold Secrets of Pokemon by PBS. So hopefully this is not going to be too badly copyrighted. I'm going to, of course, cut up some things, do whatever I need to do for copyright, but PBS, so hopefully, we'll be a little lenient with that. Also, okay, I will go on a rant real quick. The current administration has cut funding for PBS. So
hey guys, real quick while I'm going off on a unscripted rant, I just want to let you know that all of my character artwork for this reaction was done by Ghost over on Twitter. Their tagline is Ghost Bob Blue. Ghost Bob Blue. They did amazing work with my avatar. So again, all credit goes to them. I'll put their page description here in the video. You're probably looking at it right now. Also, I'll just do a real quick summary of what my rant is that I'm talking about is that PBS is under fire and has had their funding currently removed. So I don't know when you're watching this, but at the time of recording this, the government has taken away PBS's funding, so we don't have any more public broadcasting going forward. Please support PBS, try and get public broadcasting back because that is important, at least for American public. And back to the rant, if you really want to listen to that.
I definitely went on a ramble there, but that one was important. So, back to the reaction. We are going to react to The Untold Secrets of Pokemon. I'm getting half the title here. It's shrunk down, so I'm getting The Untold Secrets. And I'm guessing the next word is Pokemon. I'm going to pull it up here in a second. So sit back, relax, and let's watch a video. I did not like that. Okay, here we go.
Those in the know already know. Pokemon is a short name for the Pokemon game's main characters, Pocket Monsters. The infamous "gotta catch 'em all" catchphrase is the anglicized interpretation of the Japanese "gerosuru," which more directly translates to getting, the main objective of the game. Through open-world exploration, trade, and battling, you play as a trainer trying to collect, nurture, and evolve as many Pokemon as you can.
Right.
These fantastical creatures exist as sentient beings somewhere between wild animal and beloved pet. Monsters that are collected and stored in Pokeballs. Inspired by Gashapon balls, round plastic containers used to house small collectible items in vending machines. The contraptions serve as storage containers and presumably mini biodomes. The Pokemon are inspired by flora and fauna.
That's actually not a bad Pichu. Head's a little too big, but not too bad.
But the series is teeming with not just Japanese folklore, but versions of monsters from across the globe, made cute with softened features. Quite a few of the Monstrum monsters have Pokemon counterparts, like the Golem, Kiona, Godzilla, Mothra, Banshees, Hellhounds, monstrous plants, and Kasha. The bond
I don't know if those were Banshees, though.
Monster and human is one built on trust.
Those were
loyalty,
golems.
and reciprocal
Golurk's a golem, not a banshee.
In this way, Pokemon distinguish themselves from other monsters. While there are monsters who may show kindness to humans or provide protection, they still use fear if not in behavior, at least in appearance. Nintendo didn't think Pokemon would do well with the Japanese audience, let alone a global one.
Really?
They didn't even put any promotion behind the first game. So what
Well,
changed?
no, it's the first
Why
game.
did
They
Pocket
didn't really
Monsters become
know.
so
They just kind of
popular?
were testing it back then.
I'm Dr. Emily Zarka, and this is Monstrum. Pokemon changed
Monstrum,
the monster
PBS.
genre
Go
by
support
making
PBS.
monsters cute, not scary. capitalizing on already popular monster consumer culture.
And heads up, there won't be any pauses during this one because the way I have it set up currently doesn't allow me to pause the video and talk to you. So if I figure that out while we're watching, great. I'm probably going to be talking over a lot of what she's saying. Like right now, you can't hear nothing she's saying. So let's get back to it. And yeah, that was a very ugly Pikachu. I like the Detective Pikachu movies, but that picture she showed, that was terrible. That was frightening.
Pokemon offer children a portable and communal space for play that was accessible and pleasantly distracting. The game's inventor, Satoshi Tajiri, was mentored by one of Nintendo's greats, Shigeru
Miyamoto.
video game designer and inventor of Mario. Tajiri wove his own childhood into part of the Pokemon mythos.
We haven't heard much from Tajiri since
Tajiri was an avid
Gen 2, I think.
Tadpoles, and other small creatures. Most kids are. I remember a time I brought a frog into the house with a leech attached to it. A 2-for-1 catch I couldn't wait to show.
A frog with a leech.
My mom was not so thrilled.
That,
Come to think
oh
of it,
god.
that combo might make a cool Pokemon. We wouldn't
Yeah,
have
tadpole
Pokemon
and a
if it
leech.
wasn't for
Oh my
Japanese
god,
dense,
that...
eclectic, and
Somebody make that into a Fakemon.
influenced and inspired in part
I
by
would, but
polytheistic
I'm not
beliefs.
doing that.
The
But
yokai
somebody do
tradition
that.
gives us some of the world's most unusual and unusually specific monstrous creatures. And there is a long history of collecting and profiting from depictions of these strange and supernatural beings. Yokai-themed card games didn't even begin with Pokemon. Hundreds of years before, in the
Yokai-themed
Edo
card
period,
games?
Yokai-themed karuta, decorated paper or cardboard cards, were all the rage.
Oh,
Towards the end
okay.
of the 19th century, these cards were immensely popular with children who collected the game cards with vigor. In part because of the boom of yokai consumer goods like these,
Right.
19th century Japanese philosopher Enryo Inoue was afraid the deep
Enryo
folkloric history of the
Inoue.
strange creatures would prevent the success of industrialism and hinder Japan's journey to modernity. So he invented an anthropological system called Yokai Gaku that cataloged and debunked
Yokai
yokai
Gaku.
stories. Ironically, his detailed accounts have helped preserve yokai lore.
So it's like the first
19th
monster
century
dictionary.
Japan also produced the first manga comics. Prolific artist
Really?
Kasai is credited with naming this particular style of art, entertaining whimsical pictures that honored existing Japanese illustration traditions while incorporating European-style cartooning elements. Respected manga artist Shigeru Mizuki is credited with reviving popular interest in yokai.
Uzuki.
In 1960, his series Hakaba Kitaro, which follows a young boy's encounters with various yokai, was deemed too scary for children. But
Wow,
of
of
course,
course.
that did not stop its popularity.
No.
The playful plots promoted harmony between humans and yokai, a message with a long tradition.
Honestly, I want to know if anyone has these
It
old
was also in
yokai
the
playing
20th century
cards
that another
from
part
back
of
in the Edo
Pokemon's
period,
unique
because
heritage
that
was
would be
born.
awesome to
Kaiju.
have that.
The giant monster film genre
That's just like
began in
a collector's
1954
thing. I
with
want to
Gojira.
actually, that's just a collector's thing. That would be awesome if you could find some of those.
Popular, remaining a mainstay of Japanese cinema to this day. Saburo Ishizuki produced the first vinyl collectible kaiju figurines. Notably cuter than their on-screen predecessors, they merged the cute with the scary and created tiny consumers hell-bent
They're
on
not
holding
cute.
their
Those aren't
characters
scary.
in their own
Those are the ugliest dolls.
Seeing the
I've
kaiju
seen
battle on
those.
screen was cool
A
enough,
friend of mine
but
back
getting the
in
chance to recreate that
second
scene
grade
better
had a
yet,
couple of
create
those.
your very own
Oh
with
god,
your
those were
friends.
ugly dolls.
Now that is epic. Illustrated kaiju guidebooks, which I can't help but see as the modern homage to medieval bestiaries, gave more details and background stories to the characters. Pokemon would adopt something
So we got
similar with
yokai,
Pokédex,
kaiju,
digital bestiary. This brings us
and now
to the
Pokemon.
tech side of Pokemon lore. Matt Alt, author of Pure Invention: How Japan Made the Modern World, argues that the success of the game comes as the result of decades of positive marketing of influential toys and consumer electronics to the American market that began in the 1950s. Pac-Man took video games.
That
from the
is a long-ass
arcade
quote.
supermarket
Don't
stores
ask me
and
to repeat
homes
it.
In 1980. Then in 1989, the release of Game Boy meant that anyone, anywhere, could play video games.
I got
A
2 of
massive
those.
market shift Nintendo
They're in
was
storage.
ready to
Hopefully no one
dominate
took them,
and
but
exploit.
man.
Nintendo launched Tajiri's relatively
That thing
simple
kinda
Pokemon
sucks.
game in 1996.
I got that
and they were
Game Boy
giving
still.
up hope on the
Doesn't work
longevity of
anymore,
the
but I
game.
got it.
The game was produced with an unusual and frankly genius feature. Released in 2 cartridges, Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green, you had to trade with another player to collect them all.
I got red.
Since
Don't have
11
green.
of the original 151 pocket monsters would only evolve after trading. An intentional design choice by Tajiri, who aimed to promote social connection in the real world. It was this game
Even from the
design
beginning, they're
strategy
trying
that
to
continues work
promote
for the franchise
togetherness.
today. Each iteration of the game contains unique Pokemon.
But if you're a
badges
true
that can
Pokemon
only
fan,
be
you
collected by
have no
playing
friends.
and purchasing both
So you
versions
gotta
of
buy
the
both
games.
copies and trade with
I have
yourself.
Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl sitting in my Switch carrier right now. As Pokemon sales began to climb, Nintendo decided to capitalize
She has
on the growing
BDSP.
popularity. A manga comic featuring the cute monsters was quickly produced and published in one of the most
Now this is one of the
popular
cutest
magazines for young
Pikachus.
boys. An
Tails
anime
tooth
followed
then.
the next spring in 1997, and then the first big screen film. It was virtually impossible to escape the game's presence in
Okay, I've never
Japanese
seen
culture,
that logo
and
before.
its popularity
Very
kept expanding.
Not like their
The
standard.
game and its various products were released in
Not the
East
usual
Asia in
Pokemon logo, but
1997.
even then, that's still
Part of the
definitely
franchise's
outside their
success was its
usual
ability to
kind of
appeal
font.
to all genders and a far wider age range than previously believed possible. And a big part of that appeal? Pikachu. While many Pokemon are undeniably cute, with large eyes, expressive faces, and exaggerated features, they create strong emotional attachments with consumers when placed in narratives.
Okay, that was a
in
little
the
too
anime and
close
manga, contributing
in
to
the
their
face
perception
for
as
Pikachu.
kawaii. Kawaii means more than just cute.
Kawaii!
It's really a cultural touchstone that began in the 1970s. Something
Kawaii!
is kawaii only if its cute, soft, round, childlike features are complemented by their sweet and gentle attributes. One of the anime's creators, Masakazu Kubo, has said that the original anime's target demographic was young girls and mothers. Remember, the original Nintendo game's graphics were far simpler than what they are today. It's difficult to show cute in 8-bit. So which Pokemon could make the leap from the console screen and into the hearts of the massive? It's Pikachu. Chosen for its bright, non-aggressive color, easy-to-say name, sweet, expressive face, and
I guess
memorable,
Pikachu is
cuddly
easy to say.
silhouette,
I
Pikachu
peek
became
at
a
you.
global icon akin to Mickey Mouse or Hello Kitty. Pokemon first appeared to American audiences in 1998 as Pokemon Red version and Pokemon Blue version. By 1999,
I do have both
the
red
series
and
had
blue.
earned $5 billion. Kids across the world couldn't get enough. I was one of those kids. I collected the cards religiously and meticulously, organizing my binder at school, on the bus, and at home.
Yep, I used to
carried
make
that
my
into
own fake
friends'
cards.
houses where we would
honestly.
trade cards with no intention of playing the game.
Exactly. No
For
one.
me, it wasn't just about finding
Back in the day,
a
nobody knew how to
holographic
play the
balancing
game.
my
You just
stats.
collected the
I
cards and
simply
pretended to
loved
do
looking
something.
at the pictures and learning the monsters' traits. I guess in a way, I never stopped being that little girl. My monster collecting just looks different now. Monsters aren't the only core appeal of Pokemon. It feeds that urge to explore the outdoors
And you know,
at a scale
when we were
few
doing
achieve in
cards
real
back in
life.
school, eventually you
It
kind of
doesn't
got
matter
tired of
if
bringing
you
your
were a
cards to
kid
school
in
every
an
day.
apartment high-rise
So we just
or an
made
adult
fake
trapped in a
cards. They were
subway,
just copies of the real ones we used to play with
rain or
those.
shine, come hell
That way
or
they
dying
wouldn't
battery
lose them
life,
either. But
it allows you to organically experience a colorful, diverse natural world with the added bonus of a seemingly unending array of wild animals, or better yet, monsters you get to keep as pets. The protagonist of the first Pokemon game and anime is named after the game's creator, Satoshi.
Satoshi.
In English, he is called
Ash.
He and the Pokemon professors Oak, Elm, Birch, Rowan, Juniper, Sycamore, and Magnolia emphasize
Yes.
the importance of nature as
They
an
forgot
instructive,
Kukui.
respected tool.
How do you forget
Viewed through an
Kukui?
environmentally friendly lens, the game
Kukui or
teaches players to
Kakui,
respect
however you want to
nature
do
and
it.
its
I do
inhabitants
Kukui.
as living creatures integral to biodiversity, not simple commodities. Not all interpretations of the game are so positive. Some naysayers and critics will argue that Pokemon encourages children to not only feel familiar with conflict, but seek it out, citing the franchise's battle elements. Others
Well-
claim that capturing and trading wild Pokemon animals promotes hunting or the mistreatment of nature, where value is placed on how they can work for or fight for humans. The staunchest of critics,
At least in
will
me,
even point
I've
out
never gone
that
out
trapping
looking for a
Pokemon
fight,
then
and I've never
transporting
gone
them
out
to
looking to
trade, where
catch
they might end up as laborers
any
or
wild
runners,
animal.
has some problematic connections to colonial history and slavery. Debates about these
Okay,
interpretations
there might be a
have
lie
gone on
about going out to
pretty
catch
much
a wild
since
animal.
Pokemon
I used to
emerged
look
on
for
the
snakes
global
all the time, and I
marketplace.
try and catch rabbits if I
Despite
can.
controversy,
But, you
the
know, that's just to see if I
game's
can.
impact cannot be
When I was a kid, I used to be
There
able to
are
run
now
around.
over
I can't do
1,000
that now.
types of Pokemon, and the franchise is stronger than ever. The launch of Pokemon
I wouldn't say
Go in
stronger than ever,
2016
but
broke
it's
gaming barriers
there.
again. That
it
became
ain't
the
going
most
anywhere.
downloaded smartphone game in history, reaching 21 million users only 2 weeks after its launch in the US, with 40% of those users over the age of 25. Tajiri's original intent is honored with this next evolution, encouraging players to interact with one another outside of the insular gaming bubble. Pokemon Go is a universal game you can play from your phone literally anywhere in the world. It requires going outside, moving around, and often interacting with others, promoting physical and
Remember
mental
back
health.
in the day when we
I've
had world
always
peace
believed
because
that
everyone was
monsters
looking
have the
for a
potential to
Snorlax?
unite us, a way for us to
Oh
understand the
man,
lives of other people
I
and
remember those
better our
days.
lives.
It was actually
While
kind of
folklore
interesting
oral
just seeing
storytelling
random people
began that
out
trend, with each new
catching
communication
Pokemon, you know?
technology, we've long profited from monsters, socially and commercially.
I didn't make
Pokemon's
one
heritage
friend
places it
during that
within
whole
the realm
Pokemon
of
Go
national
craze.
identity,
Legitly, I
reflecting
tell you, I
influence
did
in
not
Japan's
make a
cultural,
single
religious,
friend
social,
or
and
talk to
environmental
anybody
ideals.
I
Globalization
knew
widens
that was
this
playing
world,
Pokemon Go.
introducing
I saw other
Japanese
people out there
history
playing
into
Pokemon Go, but guess
unexpected
what?
mainstream global
We didn't
content.
talk to each other. We were there
Pokemon just
for the
further
raid
proves
or
what
we
I've
were there to
always known.
catch something.
Monsters are meant to be shared.
But I
Want to
didn't.
catch it.
God.
No, because now it's gone. The main objective of the game. Pocket monsters. My 8-year-old self would be so proud. Pika.
Yay, PBS. So, yes, I talked over most of the video. I think I've seen this before, but my memory is terrible, so I don't remember nothing of it. But it was interesting. Quick little history about Pokemon. Satoshi Tajiri. I knew his background and his story about how he created the game. Again, it's where we haven't, as far as I know, we haven't heard anything from him for a while. There was that rumor going around that he had autism, which I think was debunked. And then there's also that rumor around that he died, which I think was also debunked. I think. I don't really feel like looking that up right now, but I know no one has mentioned him in a while. You would think they would do some kind of like memorial if he did die, or at least they would put him in a game. And I have yet to see him in any of the games, honestly. So no, I was going to go on a rant about the Pokemon Go thing. That, again, it was like the first month.
Hello,
Pokemon
future
Go
me.
came out.
I just wanted to make this quick. So, what I'm going to do from now on is if I go on a random side tangent or a random rant in my videos, I'm going to rant over the rant, so hopefully the second rant is more entertaining than the first rant, so that way you're not just hearing me rant about nothing. Just a quick summary, this last one is just about Pokemon Go, woe is me, I have no friends, all that goodness. Anyway, what I did forget to do earlier is in the video, earlier in the video, but I forgot to do it in the original run, is I wanted to thank my artist again. I will put their Twitter here in the video once more, so you can go check them out. Thank you, Ghost, for the amazing art and for your amazing character work with this YouTube video. I'm probably going to use these again for another reaction somewhere down the line, whenever I get around to that. Again, everyone go check out their Twitter page. I'll link the bio in the description if I figure out how to do that. Also, it's going to be here on screen. Also, their whole spiel will be in the end credits. All of this is done in one take, so that's why it's very disorganized. I do apologize for that, but I'm not changing the style now.
Thank you for watching.
So this is about the time my rant is over in the main video, and let's get back to that.
The description below. Damn, I cannot speak today. When can I ever speak, am I right? So again, go check out PBS, go support PBS, talk to your local government, save PBS if you can. I'll put the link to Monstrum and this video in the description below. Peace out, no worries, I'll see y'all next time. I did not like that either. Peace out, no worries.